So guess what? There's a video of what northern Gaza looks like right now. So they told everybody to get out of northern Gaza and go into southern Gaza because they're going to go after Hamas, and then they started bombing everybody in southern Gaza. Plus, they're still killing people in the West Bank. So it's all pretend. But this is what it looks like. Listen, you can turn it down. You just that's what northern Gaza looks like now.
Wow.
At sunrise or sunset. I'm not sure which that is.
Like a nuclear war.
That's northern Gaza. And nobody does more to not target civilians than Israel, ladies and gentlemen. Let's keep that in mind.
World's most moral army.
You can turn it up. Could say again, Russ?
It's the world's most moral army. You didn't know that?
That's what it looks like. That's being done with your tax dollars. Not really. They're just printing the money and sending it. But wow, there it is. Northern Gaza is fully flattened with no buildings left in sight. If you oppose this ethnic cleansing of the people of Gaza, you're a Jew hater. And I have to agree. You're probably boy. They're really wearing out that that's getting that anti-Semitism term is getting more burnt out than #MeToo. I mean, I think it's pretty over for that. And here's what Ben Shapiro says: Israelis like to build, Arabs like to bomb crap and live in open sewage. This is not a difficult issue.
Wow.
But he said that I guess in 2010, but he still said it. And this is what Israel likes to do. I thought it was the Arabs who did this. No, it turns out you can let it go. This is called Israelis building. Wow.
So now when they're done, they're going to say, okay, now you can all go back. Go back to what?
Go back to what?
Go back to what? There's nothing there. Their goal is to claim that land. That is as plain as day. Anybody can see. There is literally nothing to go back to.
Yeah, they're going to say, in the humanitarian interests of the Gazans, we're going to have to relocate them to refugee camps in the Sinai.
Yep.
And supposedly there have been reports that the U.S. behind the scenes is trying to make a deal with the surrounding countries to take the Palestinians. This is all a tactic which goes back to the Nakba of gradually just getting the Arabs and Palestinians out. This is a long game that Israel has been playing for 75 years of trying to establish themselves as the colonial presence and authority here, inch by inch, mile by mile, until eventually it's a fait accompli. And then people can complain about it all they want as far as they're concerned.
So Ben Shapiro, who it turns out he talks so fast because he's lying most of the time. He says Israelis like to build, Arabs like to bomb crap and live in a... Wow, boy. And then that's
incredible.
Kosher Cockney says this is what Hamas, Qatar, and the Islamic Republic of Iran did. It's on them. No, I'm pretty sure they didn't do that.
No.
Pretty sure that was
Wow.
that was good old Bibi Netanyahu and the Zionists did that. The government, the IDF, and the government of Israel.
Well, it's funny he mentions Hamas and Qatar. We covered this last week. Netanyahu was funding Hamas using Qatari representatives as bagmen. They would drive millions of dollars of cash into Gaza to give to Hamas because Netanyahu wanted them there in order to have an excuse not to talk about having a Palestinian state.
He would give suitcases full of cash, I think was the headline, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't. And they can only do this because the United States is backing them with our military and our money.
Yeah.
And if the United States wasn't doing that, that Israel would have to become a good neighbor and actually maybe treat Palestinians like human beings.
Well, yeah, and this line of, well, anything that happens after October 7th is Hamas's fault. None of it's on Israel. It's your fault. We hit you. Why'd you make us hit you? Why'd you make us beat you? That's what it is, and that's just not flying. It wasn't flying when the death toll in Gaza was 6,000. Now it's 20,000. At the rate we're going now, it'll be at 30,000 within a week or so, I think. So, like, that line is not going to hold. You know, when I said earlier, you can't just do this in broad daylight anymore. You can physically do it, but you can't get away with it long term. You're going to be a pariah state long term.
Are you telling me that they don't hate us for our freedom? It's not that they're getting very upset about our McDonald's and our
that's
Cineplexes. That's not it.
I like to think that's what it is. It certainly can't be because we're genociding them. By the way, I like when people quibble over if it's a genocide or an ethnic cleansing. Oh, there you go. That's an argument worth having. Come see us do a live stand-up show. We'll be in Venice, California, Palmdale, California, Omaha, Des Moines, Milwaukee, Lansing, Bend, Oregon, Portland, Oregon, Seattle, Washington, Boston, Massachusetts, and we're going to Europe. Do you live in Europe? We're going to be there. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for all those tickets.